You guys ready to go get something to eat?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's eat! Hi, welcome to Hunt and Gather with the Chatters. Today we're going on a muzzleloader bull hunt. This year I am the lucky tag holder. Although this is a difficult tag to draw, I've had a few bull elk hunts in this unit, as well as Aaron. So we're pretty excited because we know this area. We've done some scouting. I'm anxious to get going on this. So without further ado, are you ready to go get something to eat?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
All right, so before we can go hunting, we need to sight in that muzzleloader. People often ask me what kind of powder or propellant I use. And really there's two types I like to use. I'm still a loose powder guy, but I love the Pyrodex and the 777. They're both real consistent. The Pyrodex, I've been shooting it 30 years and very consistent. I have tried 777 recently and it seems to be just as consistent, and it's a little bit easier to clean up.
So we're coming over here to check this tank for sign, and Aaron and I both spotted this sticking out of the water, and we thought it was antlers, and sure enough it is. It's actually a bull elk that was probably shot in the previous season. And something else that was kind of cool is we saw a bald eagle when we were walking up over here, so we knew there was probably something dead around. Even hunters can be tree huggers.
Okay, it's opening morning. We woke up about 4:30 and got out here, and we got out here a little early. We're to the spot we want to hike, but we need the sun to come up a little bit more before we start our hike. Are you excited?
I am. I'm actually really excited. I'm in this weird place because I also have a bighorn sheep tag later. So although I'm super excited about this hunt, like there's this part of me that's like dedicating itself to thinking about the bighorn sheep hunt. And so I'm kind of willing to take the first legal bull I see, because one, our family is meat hunters, and two, my heart is somewhat focused on the bighorn sheep hunt. As far as meat goes, we'll be sitting pretty, whether it's a small bull or a big bull. So we're just hoping to get lucky.
All right, well, let's get in there and find one.
All right.
us.
This is very cool.
Check out this bee's nest. If we weren't in such a hurry, we'd get the honey out. You sure it's a spike?
He's going down. He's going down.
Honey. Hey. For sure it was a spike.
For sure.
Okay. Through the camera I couldn't tell. Did he fall down?
I saw him go down.
Let's walk up on him real slow and we'll scan him and make sure he's not breathing. Oh my gosh, we don't have to be quiet no more. Oh my gosh.
He's so wonderful.
He's perfect. He's the perfect size because remember you got the sheep tag.
I know. Oh.
And he went down within 3 seconds of you shooting him.
Just the amount of hiking that we've done, the amount of looking at just random things that are not elk, the amount of elk that we have seen that have run off and there's not even a chance to get a second glance at them. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
And it's a perfect shot. So excited to get this bull day 3. Heck of a hunt because of all the weather. So I'm thrilled.
All right, since we only got a little bit of daylight left, I'm not gonna film gutting and skinning.
Okay.
But maybe we'll just do a little snapshot when we get back to the truck.
Okay.
Look at where you hit it right there. That's perfect.
I know. Golden.
Congrats. All right, we got it all skinned out and we got it quartered. So we're getting ready to make the first trip. We got about a mile hike. But and there's another tree over there that has the rest of it.
Yeah, we've hung up the legs and we're taking the loose meat back in one leg and we hike back to the truck and then hopefully we can get the truck closer. We'll see.
That's a good looking back strap.
It's real nice.
All right, let's start the hike.
All right, we just got back to the truck with our second load. The first trip was a mile and then we were able to get the truck about a quarter mile away, which was awesome because that was 3 legs that we had to haul back for that. But we're done. It's about 8 o'clock and we're gonna head home so we can get it rinsed off and clean, and I'm just happy that the day was a success.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Look at all that wonderful meat. All right, we got home late last night and rinsed off all the meat, and then we hung the legs here on the porch because it's 20 degrees outside, and so that's like a meat cooler. And then the loose meat we just put in the fridge because it was able to fit. But anyways, we're ready for a long day of butchering, and then we'll be ready for a good meal.
All right, we had a successful hunt, so we're really excited about the first meal. And what we decided to do is we decided to take one of the big roasts from the rear legs and I just sliced it into kind of a spiral real thin so that I could create a meat roll-up. So once you find a chunk of meat off of your animal that you can kind of cut into a small, thin, or not a small, but a thin layer of meat, you can use that to create a meat roll-up. And what we're gonna put into our meat roll-up today is bacon, jalapenos, onions, and tomatoes. It's up to you what you want to put in it. I've heard people doing pepperoni, green chilies. It's whatever flavor combinations you like. I'm gonna start with doing my seasonings because I want my seasonings to hit my meat directly, and then I'll layer all of my fillings on top of that. So I'm definitely gonna want some salt in there. I'm gonna use some garlic powder. And I don't know about you guys, but garlic powder, I feel like you can never have too much. Some paprika. Paprika just has a really nice kind of chili flavor to it, not too spicy. And I feel like it kind of tenderizes the meat. And then I'm a fan of seasoned salt. It's got a little bit of a sugar salt combination, and so I'm just gonna add a dash of that. Not real heavy because I already added some regular salt. All right, now that I've got that seasoned up, I'm gonna lay my bacon down first. I think that bacon is gonna create a nice little flavor layer for all the other layers we're gonna add to it. And I'm gonna layer my tomatoes. And do my onions. And then the jalapenos. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because the meat's very thin, and in that rolled up roll, it's gonna be transferring the juices amongst all the layers. And so I'm not being super particular about where I put everything, but I am trying to get it somewhat evenly distributed. So now that I have all my layers on there, you can tell there's a little bit hanging out the sides, not a big deal. We're actually gonna tie this to keep it closed. So I'm gonna roll it short ways because it's gonna be more cooperative. And if layers fall out, no big deal. Once I get it rolled up, I'm gonna take a little bit of this twine that I have to lock in the roll. So I'm doing 2 crossways. And then I'm gonna do 1 long ways. That way I even seal on those ends a little bit. There we go. All right, I got the seam side down, and ultimately I don't want my meat just to be sitting in its own juice. I want the meat to be slightly steamed by the juice, but not sitting in it. It's gonna make it soggy on the bottom. We're looking for a fully cooked, moist roll that's not soggy on the bottom. So I'm just laying it inside of a loaf pan on top of some forks and spoons. If you have a rack that fits into a loaf pan, that's even better. But that's what I'm gonna do to keep my meat off of all the liquid that's gonna come out. And then I'm gonna cook this low and slow at 300 for about 90 minutes. I'm also gonna cook it uncovered because again, there's a lot of moisture in here. I wanna make sure that we're getting a moist meat, but not a soggy meat. So if I keep this covered, it's just gonna get really, really soggy, and then we're just gonna have a mush. All right, so I had to cook it for an extra 30 minutes, so a total of 2 hours at 300, and I'm officially at my temp, which is 155. It's actually, now that it's been sitting there for a little bit, it's almost 160. And so my roll's done. I'm gonna let the meat rest, and then my next step is I'm gonna slice it into about 3/4 inch slices, and I'm going to put them inside these little muffin tins with some cornbread batter, and I'm going for kind of a cornbread stuffed, or a stuffed cornbread muffin, or like a mini pot pie but with cornbread encasing.
Okay, so they just came out of the oven, and look at those. Those are gonna be awesome. Kind of like a cornbread pot pie, but with a super exciting meat pinwheel in the middle.
Let's eat. All right, I'm gonna let you guys get the first bite.
It's really good. The bacon is really, really good. The meat is really, really, really tender. And the cornbread actually does work really, really well with it, so I like it.
What do you think?
So I put one of the leftover onion rounds that were on top and drizzled some of the sauce on it. And, the bacon really makes it pop. Yeah, it goes great with the cornbread.
Well, I'm gonna try it too. Mine's the pretty one. I'm actually gonna. The meat truly is very, very tender. 2 hours at 300 really made a difference. And then I really love the cornbread sweetness with the salty meat. It's awesome.
Thanks for watching Hunt and Gather with the Chatters.
We'll see you next time when we go get something to eat.
And please subscribe. It helps us out and it's completely free.